So hello everyone, this is lecture 33 for the classical physics. In the last lecture we were seeing the time evolution of Hamiltonian and Lagrangian. So we were using our Poisson's bracket to check the time evolution, and we have come to this function, means fh plus del f by del t equal to df by dt. So this was the complete equation which represents the time evolution of any function f in Hamiltonian h, okay, with time. So if this is equal to 0, then this will be equal to 0 and this will be constant of motion. So I already told you about this. Now this equation represents the evolution of function f. So we are discussing some questions based on this, that which kind of question can be asked. So let's see some more questions. Two classical particles moving in 3D interact via the potential V. So they interact with this potential V equal to k, x1 square plus y1 square plus x2 square plus y2 square, z1 minus z2 whole square, given by this. So this potential, they are acting with this potential in this potential. Now there are two particles, so they have three coordinates x, y, z for each. So p1 has x, p1x, p1y, p1z, then p2x, p2y, p2z. This is for the second particle, this is for first particle. Momentum will be there. Same, they will have the angular momentum also. So for first particle L1x, L1y, L1z. For second particle L2x, L2y, L2z. Corresponding to angular momenta, we have linear momenta and all. Okay. Now according to this information, we need to check that which one is true. L1z, L2z, P1z plus P2z are conserved. So we need to check for the constant of motion actually, that if L1z is constant of motion, L2z is constant of motion, and this is constant of motion or not. Same, L1z, L2z are not separately conserved, but L1z plus L2z is conserved. L1x plus L2x, L1y plus L2y, and L1z plus L2z are conserved. So separately we will check that if we are conserved or not. L1x, L2x, and L1y, L2y are conserved. So we will check for first L1z, L2z, and this. So we'll check one by one. So let's see first what we need here to check if they are conserved or not. To use the Poisson's bracket, we need Hamiltonian. Okay, only then we can check for any function f. Okay, that how they evolve or they are constant of motion or not. So first we need the Hamiltonian. So there are two particles, so they will have two potential energies. So for first particle, potential energy will be p1 x square plus p1 square plus p1 z square divided by 2m. This is because under root this will give you magnitude of momentum for the first particle, and under root of this will give you for the second particle. So we have the square, that's why p square by 2m will give you kinetic energy. So this for the first particle, this for the second particle. Plus potential energy is given in this form, k x1 square plus y1 square, and this complete statement. So we have our Hamiltonian, that is kinetic energy plus potential energy. Because here this potential energy is not a function of time, okay, and it is not depending on velocity. That's why we can write this expression in terms of total energy. So our Hamiltonian is constant of motion, that is total energy. Now we'll check for them separately. First, you must know what is L1z. So we already discussed angular momentum as r cross p, and we have finded these expressions for the angular momentum. What was that? So L1z will be x1 p1y minus y1 p1x. Okay, means you know that Lz is xpy minus ypx. That is a rule, we already seen that. But is this for first particle, so we'll write 1 also there. So L1z can be written in this form, and there is this Hamiltonian. So their Hamiltonian will be put from here. So we'll substitute Hamiltonian from here, and we'll apply the same rules as we use in the Poisson's bracket. Means we will relate p1x with x, x with p1x, and p1y will exist with y only, and z with z only. So that's how we will compare. So we'll multiply this with the Hamiltonian. So first x1 will exist only with px1. So we'll see p1x here. So p1x will be here. So it will give you x p1x square, and what will be common here? 1 by 2m will be common from here, and it will be p1y common here, and 1 by 2 from here. So you will get p1y divided by 2m common, and x1 p1x square. Same, you will check for p1y, and y, it will exist with y only. So there will be this case, y1 square here. So you will get k common from here, and x1 common from here. So you will get this x1k and p1y y1 square. So you know how to apply these rules. We will just I am just applying the same rules. Then you will get this and this expression for the other two. Okay, so this will be your expression. Now if you solve this, this will give you x1 p1x square will give you 2, means it will relate with p1x. So first p1, it will give you 2 p1x. So 2 p1x will 2 will cancel out, and p1x means this is a complete statement. Now solving this, it will give you 2p1x p1y, so 2 will cancel out, so p1y p1x divided by m1. From here you will get 2y1, so x1 y1 k divided by 2, so 2 means 2y1 will be there, so 2y1 x1 k will be there. Now solving this will give you 2p1y and p1x 2m1, so 2 will cancel out, p1x p1y m1. You know this property, I already told you, so which property I am using you already know that, that's why I am not going in detail. So it will be 2x1 here, and minus will be, because this is p1x not x1p, so minus will cancel out, it will give you plus here. So 2 from here, 2k y1 x1. Now this will cancel out this will cancel out this, so you will get 0 here. Now same you will do with L2z. So L2z will be here x2 p2y minus y2 p2x, and then you will apply the same operations with the Hamiltonian, and you will get that will also came out to be 0. Then you need to check for the p1z plus p2z h. So you will do what? You will use the same thing, means p1 p2, you know p1z will exist with z only, and p2z will exist with z only, z2 this will exist with z1, and with Hamiltonian you have, so you will just correlate them, and again you will take the common terms and you will get these Poisson's bracket. So this can be solved with using the property, that is 2z1, so 2z1 minus 2k1, and same. So you can solve this, and this will also came out to be 0. So that's how you can say that this is conserved, this L2z is conserved, and L1z is also constant of motion. So that's how you can prove, and this A option will be correct then, because these all three are conserved. So let's see one more question. The L of a system moving in 3D is given. Lagrangian is given, half m x1 dot square plus m x2 dot square plus x3 dot square minus half k x1 square minus half k x2 plus x3 square. So we need to check that which are constant of motion. So independent constant of motion are, so what is energy alone? Only energy, one component of linear momentum, one component of angular momentum. So we need to check for all of them, means for the angular momentum, linear momentum, and the total energy. So see, this is potential energy, and this is independent of velocity, and this complete Lagrangian is not a function of time. So we can say that our Hamiltonian will be constant of motion, and it will be equal to total energy, means kinetic energy plus potential energy. So you can find the Hamiltonian from here. Then means energy will be conserved definitely, that's why in all options you have energy conserved, energy alone, only energy. But you need to check for momentum and the angular momentum. Okay, so how you can check? First you need to find the Hamiltonian first. So you know how to find the Hamiltonian, is Lagrangian is given, so it is del L over del x dot will give you px, or p1 will give you equal to del L by del x1 dot. So that's how you will find this. P1 will be equal to del L by del x1 dot equal to mx1 dot. P2 will be m2m x2 dot, and x2 from here you can find x2 dot equal to p2 by 2m, and x1 dot equal to p1 by m. So in place of x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot, you will substitute here in place of x1 dot p1 dot divided by p1 divided by m. So it will give you p1 square m divided by here 2. Okay, so m square, so m will cancel out, you will get this term. So in place of x1 dot square, x2 dot square, x3 dot square, you will substitute the values from the momentum. So you will get your Hamiltonian as this: kinetic energy plus potential energy. So this potential energy is directly we can write from here. Here T minus V, where you will write T plus V. So that's why minus take common. You will get your potential energy. So you will find your Hamiltonian. Now you have Hamiltonian, and this is a constant of motion. So energy will be conserved definitely. Now let's check for the linear momentum and the angular momentum, if they are the constant of motion or not. So see, this P1 is mx1 dot and P2 is 2mx2 dot. So we already studied that if our coordinates are cyclic, then their corresponding momentum will be constant of motion. But see, this x1, x2, x3 are present in this equation, x2, x1, x2, x3, and also present in the Lagrangian x1, x2, x3, and correspondingly we have x1 dot, x2 dot, x3 dot. Means x1, x2, x3, the momentum corresponding to them are not the constant of motion. So that's why we can say that P1, P2, P3 are not constant of motion. Okay, because they are not cyclic. X1, X2, X3 are not cyclic. See, if they will be cyclic, then what happened? Then this term will be 0 because L is not a function of x1. Then this del L by del x1 dot is our linear momentum. So this will be constant, only then it will give you 0. This is the equation for the Lagrangian equation of motion. So this will be constant. So this will be constant only when this is 0, and this will be 0 when x1 is cyclic. means it is not present in the Lagrangian, but it is x1, x2, x3 all are present. That's why we can say that momentum, linear momentum is not a constant of motion. Okay, so this is clear that linear momentum are not constant of motion. Now let's check for the angular momentum. So L1h, we will apply the same thing. So L1, we know what is this. This is if 1, 2, 3 represents x, y, z, then L1 will be x2 p3 minus x3 p2 h. Now substitute h here and here. So x2 will exist with p2 only, p3 will exist with only x3. So that's why we will check. So x2 p2 will give you 1 upon 4m common and p3 from here. So we p3 by 4m. Apply the same rule for the Poisson's bracket. You will get this here and this here. So this will be equal to 2p2 x2 p2. So 2p2 will be out. So this is going on from here. Then it will start from here. So 2p2 from here, 2 will cancel out, p2 p3 divided by 2m you will get here. And same from here you will get it will give you 2x3 minus 2x3. So it will be kx2 x3. So you can solve this thing. This is a simple mathematics. This is also will give you 2p3 and the 2 will cancel out, you will get minus p2 p3 divided by 2m. So here it is over here. Then after taking the terms, there may be some terms will cancel out, like this will cancel out this, and kx2 square, this will give you minus 2 kx2 square, and this will cancel out this. So there will be some terms remaining, so they will taken out common, you will get this thing kx3 square minus x2 square. But solving this will not give you 0, but it must be 0 to make this L1 a constant of motion, but it is not 0. That's why we'll say that this L2h is not equal to 0, and L2 L3 will be there for the L2 and L3. They will not be came out to be 0 because we will follow the same procedure. So we can say that L1, L2, L3 are not constant of motion, and x1, x2, x3 sorry p1, p2, p3 are not also constant of motion. So what is the conclusion here? That A option is correct. Energy alone is a constant of motion. So I hope you get the point here, how we solve this. So you must know how to solve the Poisson's bracket and the properties we discussed about the Poisson's bracket. Only then you can solve this easily. If you go with the basic formula you study about the Poisson's bracket, then you will not be able to solve this. This will be a very complex equations if you go with the basic formula. So you must know the properties how to solve the Poisson's bracket. If Hamiltonian of a harmonic oscillator is given by this, Hamiltonian is given and u is given, we need to find du by dt. So a function f is given, f is here u, so u is given, we need to find du by dt. So we already know this equation. If any f is there, then df by dt equal to fh, Poisson's bracket inside fh, plus del u by del f by del t. Now in place of f you have u, so du by dt will be equal to u h in the Poisson's bracket plus del u by del t. So del u by del t will give you minus I omega, and Poisson's bracket of u and f means this and this. You can solve. We already solved this question here in different way. We have discussed this question here. So we use this formula, and here was also f was same. So this was f. Here they given this alpha inside, and you need to find the value of alpha. So but we use this thing. So you can check here also f and h. F is used here. So use this same formula to find the Poisson's bracket, and you can get the du by dt. Okay. So du by dt will be this. The answer will be 0 here. Okay, you can check this. So try to solve. Let's see one more question. The Hamiltonian of a simple pendulum consisting of mass m attached to massless string length L is. So Hamiltonian is given for this system. L denotes the Lagrangian, so we need to find the dl by dt. Now in place of f we have L here. So again dl by dt will be equal to L and h in the Poisson's bracket plus del L by del t. So see, this is this Hamiltonian, this is potential energy, this is kinetic energy. This is not a function of time, and now this is kinetic plus potential energy. So and our Lagrangian is nothing but kinetic energy minus potential energy. So just putting a minus sign we get our Lagrangian here. So p theta square divided by 2ml square minus mgl, and minus plus will give you mgl cos theta. So you get your Lagrangian from Hamiltonian. Now you just need to solve this equation dl by dt equal to LH plus del L by del t. In place of L you will write this, in place of h you will write this, and you will use this formula, basic formula for the Poisson's bracket. Del L by del t will be 0 because this is not a function of time. Now just taking this integration or differentiation, so del L by del t, del theta, so this will give you minus sin theta here, otherwise all terms will be 0. So minus mgl sin theta, del h by del p theta, so this will give you p theta by ml square, so it will be p theta by ml square. minus del L by del P theta. So it will give you P theta by ml square. Then this del H by del theta will give you from here is theta only. So it will give you minus cos theta minus sin theta. Cos theta equal to minus sin theta for differentiation. MGL sin theta you will get. So just like this. Now with solving this, you will get minus 2 by L GP theta sin theta. So this will be your part dl by dt, and this is what you need to find. So this is required answer. Now see here, del L by del T is 0 here, but see this dl by dt does not came out to be 0. So this condition doesn't need to be true, that if del L by del T is 0 then this must be 0. So this is not the condition. Here dl by del T is 0, but this doesn't apply that dl by dt is equal to 0. So always remember this result. Let's see one more question. Hamiltonian of a classical 1D harmonic oscillator is h equal to half p square plus x square. Now total time derivative of the dynamical variable this is. So total time derivative matlab dh by of a dynamical variable. So for this, so dA by dt we need to find. So we use the formula, we already know, time evolution formula. This is AH plus del A by del T. Now A we know and del A by del T. So we can find this. So this is not a function of time, so this will be 0. Now place A and H. So you can use direct formula, P will exist with X only and X will exist with P only. So you can solve this. You will get your answer as under root 2P minus X. Or you can use the direct formula, del A by del X and del H by del P, then del A by del P. So that's how you can use the formula. You know this basic formula. So you can apply it here also and you will get the same result, that will be this. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone.